Para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados y mantengan las manos tras
in the distance over there on the right. Go ahead, look, he's up there by that stump there. There's an okapi over there. Okapi is a very odd looking antelope with the body of a giraffe and stripes like the zebra on his leg. Doesn't help. And he's a very shy and reclusive animal, so much so out here in the Western world we just saw as a mythical creature until about 1901. And over there in left, you no doubt notice the greater kudu standing up there. There's some other antelope over there as well with horns behind them. Those are bongos, friends, the ghosts of the forest. Now they get that nickname because those stripes down the side of the bongo is not for show, that's their natural camouflage. Those lines break up the body of the bongo in between the trees, makes it very difficult to spot exactly where the bongo is. You'd be hard pressed to see bongo outside of reserves such as this one, just because of how well the camouflage works. You may have noticed also those greater kudu didn't have any horns. Those are female greater kudu. The male at the very edges of your spine guide has big old curlicue horns as a male greater kudu. And that extra rock up there on the left with the 4 legs is actually a black rhino. You can see his ears twitching as we move about there. He's keeping track of us. He's keeping aware of his surroundings. A very rare sight to see black rhinos. There's only about 5,000 left in the world, including on reserves like this one. Not only do they suffer from habitat loss and deforestation, but the black rhino also suffers from poaching for horns made of keratin. If you know what that material it is, you know is in your hair and in your fingernails. It's thought to have some sort of odd magical healing powers. But I can tell you, friends, I've treated my nails before, and you don't feel magically better by doing so. So there really isn't any magical properties associated with the rhino.
You don't get magically better by eating them.
Well, I see a movement out there in the Interior Forest. We're going to keep things moving though, just over the hill, and we'll be heading down towards the Safi River. In fact, I think I see a clearing in the woods right now. There we go. Now we're going to have to keep our eyes peeled here, friends. Anything could be lurking underneath that murky surface of the water. We really want to make sure we all remain entirely safe here on our journey here through Africa. Looks clear for the most part. Yes, there are some birds. And if you look over the big white birds are pink-backed pelicans. And these are colonial nesters, so during their mating season, they're going to get the pink coloration in their skin, not so much in their feathers. And nest in a colony, roughly 20 to 100 pairs of those birds in size. Oh, and there's an extra rock there behind that island. Extra rock is hippo. And you can see there's water there. We'll be lucky if those hippos come up to say hello. Oh, like they did just now. How fortunate. They can hold their breath for 8 minutes at a time after all.
Wow.
And of course, when hippos are moving through the water, they're not really elegant swimmers, so they're going to prefer to walk along the bottom of the riverbed. And that's a special treat over there on the left, friends. You got those goods on the ice. There's a little baby there. There's the mother there.
There's uno chiquitico, un bebé.
There's a little baby. We won't hang around long. We want to keep it very comfortable, so please remain seated, friends. Please remain seated. Thank you. We're going to let them go on ahead and enjoy their company. They want to get to know each other. Oh my, but watch out, the river is by no means safe. Let's keep that young one seated on our lap. These are now crocodiles, so their jaws are crushing down with a force of 2,000 pounds per square inch. So we want to be very careful. So you see that fellow open wide. He's got a nice smile for him. He's not smiling for any pictures now. He's actually venting excess heat through his jaw. He wants to stay cool out here. He's got the sun beating down on him. And while crocodiles' jaws are very powerful, it's also their most gentle tool as well. They're pretty good parents, so when their babies are hatching out of their eggs, they're going to go ahead and scoop up those eggs in their jaws and roll them back and forth, correcting the shell along their teeth, aiding their young and hatching. It's a very gentle use for such a powerful tool that the crocodiles have. And it looks like we're getting down into the savannah, friends. You can tell by that baobab tree over there on our right, that massive one without any leaves on it. It's going to look just like that for about 9 months out of the year. And it's not because it's trying to store up gallons and gallons of water inside that massive trunk. is only able to do so when it doesn't have any leaves to worry about. Yeah, while all the animals out here in the Savannah have adapted to migrating long distances in search of that water, outside, trees have had to adapt in different ways because, well, they're sort of rooted in place. Oh my, we got some movement out here in Savannah already. We got a giraffe out there, the elephants walking about. Quite majestic. They already stand. Simple animals will just keep growing and growing up to 18 to 20 feet tall. And don't let their docile appearance fool you. They may be sauntering about right now, but that giraffe can get up to a steady 10-mile-per-hour jog for long distances, and can even sprint up to 35 miles per hour if it so pleases. So they can really hustle if they want to. Of course, the only reason the giraffe is going to be moving around like that is if there's any sort of predator movement going on nearby they want to get away from. In fact, that's the number one thing I look for when I get out to his family. So I'll just poke those horns back a little bit and get them right back off to find the rest of his family. They might be nearby, and it's very odd to see a younger elephant like that off their own. Normally, you only see grown male elephants off their own like that. No, it's not by the male's choice, that's more by the females in the herd's choice. See, when male elephants come of age, they start to be rather aggressive towards the younger elephants, so the females will kick them out of the herd so they can raise their young in peace. So more often than not, if you're looking at a herd of elephants, you're looking at a herd of females and young. There is the off chance that there's a bachelor herd of male elephants. That is rather rare. This is some red clay insurgents, and over there on the right, the elephants have been digging in. So might be able to find the rest of the herd over there for that little fella. You lost someone back there. No, they were looking at there's someone a little bit smaller, it looks like. That isn't a lump of dirt in between their legs, friends. That's a baby elephant. It looks like they're sheltering them while they rest there. Can't see them now, the bushes are just too darn large.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Hopefully everyone got a chance to see them. I wanted to keep moving just because there's so much in the way, and I wanted to give everyone their fair shot. Hopefully we'll come across a clearing here soon enough. Yeah, they are back there. But we'll get a good clear look at an elephant nice and up front here for us over here on the left. Now, I did mention those elephants were taking it to their plate. They weren't breaking it off or just sharpening their tusks in it. They were breaking it off to eat it. Elephants are incredibly smart and know how to take care of themselves very well. So they're going to go and help themselves to, well, a healthy supplement of minerals to their diet. And I see all gawking at the massive horns over there at the right. Those belong to the Ankole cattle, the only domesticated animal on the reserve. They're all wild animals here on the reserve. They're only domesticated off their natural habitat off in Africa. Those massive horns will grow up to 6 feet long each, but are thankfully hollow on the inside. Oh my. Another example of going over here on the left of those elephants and how well they take care of themselves. You may notice that elephant there is grabbing dirt and throwing it all over itself there. Elephants are very smart and know that they have bare skin, kind of like myself, but they don't have the luxury of sunscreen like I do. So, elephants are going to go ahead and throw dirt and mud all over their skin to act as a natural sunscreen. Yes, there's a whole lot of birds over there. The big ones there, the greater flamingo.
Flamingo.
Yeah, it's the largest of the flamingo species. And they still have those wonderful pink feathers all the other flamingos have that they get from their diet beta carotene. And if you're wondering what is beta carotene, it's a big old bird. That's why I think pink foods. Pink foods kind of like brine shrimp that has a lot of beta carotene in it. Moving right there, however I want. Oh no, I was mistaken. There were some white rhinos over there on the left. They're a bit larger than their black rhino counterpart by about 2,000 pounds, meaning the white rhino weighs out whopping 5,000 pounds and gets still charged at 35 miles an hour when it gets startled. So the last thing we want to do is startle the rhino. Not to worry, they're keeping track of us right now. Their wonderful ears are swiveling around, getting a full 360 idea of their surroundings. Although they're laying down there seeming entirely docile, they're staying fully alert. Not because of any predators, no. Rhinos don't have any natural predators. They don't want anything sneaking up on them at all. And they want to make sure that whatever's nearby them is friendly. Yes, their eyesight is very poor, even though we see them clearly. They have a rather hard time seeing us at all. Quite a bit of space over here on the left. Keep our eyes peeled. Something might be sprinting about. No, like perhaps a fast predator in Savannah. The cheetah there, just in front of the bush line to the right of that tree over there. To the left of all the greens here. Cheetahs are best predator, being able to sprint up to 60 miles an hour. 60 miles per hour. Now, because they're so fast, they're not very strong, so they prefer to hunt different times than the other predators. And they'll hunt during the day, most other predators prefer to hunt during the night. As for the cheetah, the advantage is because, well, they don't want to have to deal with anyone coming by and saying, hey, you're going to give me that food you just caught, because, well, we can bully you around, we're much stronger and you can't fight us off. Even hyenas are stronger than cheetahs. Now we got those massive Kopi rocks over there, and keep my eyes peeled because there's also another good spot for predators to get up and get a feel for their surroundings. But as we make our way around the Kopi rocks, it looks like there's quite a bit of movement over here on the right. Now up the hill, obviously, are a bunch of ostriches, the largest bird in the world. Their powerful legs carry them up to 50 miles an hour. You can kill a man with a kick. But not to gawk at them for too long, we also have that nice little antelope there just in front of them. That little fella's a bonza bug. A rare treat you're probably only going to see on reserves because it is extinct in the wild. There are no bonza bugs out in the wild. They're nearly hunted to extinction. In search of that wonderful fur coat you saw on it. It had that nice white spots here and there, and the brown coloration is quite wonderful. Yes, there were only about 20 of them in the wild before they started to be protected. Oh my, look out there on the Kopi rocks there, friends. Looks like there's a couple lions, well, lying around as it were.
See ya?
Yeah, they're just over those rocks there in front of us.
See the paws?
Yeah, they're lying around doing what lions do best at this time of day. They like to get about 16 to 20 hours of rest a day, so if you ever wonder where your house cat gets it from, it's really genetics, as you can tell. Now I can always have friends over there on the left who got Pumbaa lying down there in the mud, enjoying a little bit of sunbathing. Of course, you wouldn't think much of the warthog, but their tusks are razor sharp and will gladly defend themselves with those if they feel like they're being attacked. Oh my, it looks like those ostriches have a nest over there just underneath the tree there on the right. Now, ostriches are a bit different nesters than those pink-backed pelicans. Pink-backed pelicans, if you remember, were colonial nesters. So there's a lot of them nesting together. Ostriches are what you call community nesters. So that's one community nest. That's the alpha pair's nest, and all the female ostriches of the flock are going to go ahead and push all their eggs into that nest for the alpha pair to tend to. Crossing this bridge, friends, we are making our way into the last part of the reserve. This is Magadi Glen, a nice little extension made possible thanks to donations to the Disney Conservation Fund. And I already see quite a bit of movement out here. Hoping to see some more animals. Ah, yes, I'll note quickly the white birds on top of the hill are yellow. Those dorks, ferocious predators that will eat just about anything they can fit their beaks around. But the real star of the show is the scimitar horned oryx off on the right of the truck here. This animal is incredibly well adapted to its natural habitat, the deserts of northern Africa. Yes, that pale coat helps it reflect the sun's light a little bit more and stay a little bit cooler out there in the desert. It has wide hoofs that let him walk on top of the sand without sinking into it. And the scimitar horned horse can also go 9 months without a drop of water to drink. Despite being so well adapted to its natural habitat, it suffers from overhunting and so is critically endangered. And so if you're probably going to be looking forward to seeing on reserves such as this one rather than encountering out in the wild. Quite unfortunate. But with that, friends, we are back on the move towards the village. Our safari's done. We don't have any more animal spotting to do today, unfortunately. I guess if spotting's your thing, you could go ahead and start checking your rows and checking your seats. Just make sure you have only personal belongings with you, especially items like phones, keys, and wallets. We don't want to leave anything behind. You don't need a reason to come see us again, friends. Just come and do. We'll be more than glad to have you. And the animal is doing as they please still and provide a different safari experience just for you. But I guess if you're looking for a more immediate solution to your safari and animal spotting needs, go ahead up the hill and part ways. Turn right when you see the strollers, and you'll be looking at the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. But the warden has flagged us in, so we are going to have to part ways here. Now, I'm not going to say goodbye. Goodbye is a far too sad. So I'm going to leave you the Swahili phrase, Kwaherini. Kwaherini means to go well.